Welcome back. This is Billy with Coach Dooley's List. And once again, if you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow along on all of our social media platforms. Today, I'm here at River Ridge High School with head lacrosse coach Pete Manderano. And Coach, I appreciate you taking the
Yeah,
time.
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So just tell everybody a little bit, your coaching journey and how you ended up here at River Ridge.
Yeah, well, I started out coaching as a football coach at Wheeler High School. And after 2 seasons, it was coaching footballs a lot in Georgia. And so I was kind of trying to find something else to do, and a opening was available at Riverwood High School. And so I ended up going over there, and um, uh, 2 years later, went to Lassiter High School, uh, won a state championship there in 2006. Went to two others while I was there. Wanted to try coaching in college and started the program at what is now Piedmont University. And then spent 5 years there coaching. College coaching is a lot away from the family and time away from them. So I went back to coaching in high school and teaching. Went to Kell for 2 years, went to Woodstock for 4, and ended up here. My kids go to school here. My daughter just recently graduated in 2025, and my son's now a freshman
Awesome.
who plays lacrosse.
Okay. No, in a lot of good places. I know I just left Woodstock. I think the world of them over here. I
Yeah.
love everybody I've ever met over here too. So that's really cool. So, in all your stops and also, did you play in college?
I did not. I played football in college, but I played all throughout high school and middle school.
Well, like we were talking before we turned the camera on, lacrosse is not something that is native to Georgia.
Correct. Right.
And I know schools anytime they can find somebody who has that knowledge, definitely need to hold on to them. But you've coached in college, you've coached at a couple of different high schools, won a state championship. So I know your philosophy on things has probably changed a little bit over the
Yeah.
years. But what is it now that you want your program here at River Ridge to be known for?
I think one of the biggest things is like team culture. I think is really important, but it's not about like a slogan or a saying or things that kind of run out of on time sometimes with your players. It's just how we carry ourselves in practice, the expectations that we have in practice, um, and things where when we're barking out instructions and we're trying to get the ball moving up the field and we're saying things that the kids know instantly what we're talking about, and just working hard to get that team culture. We're a young team this year, so you kind of start over from time to time. And when I got here, we were young, and by the time the freshman, when I got here, we ended up playing in the semifinals last year. So it works. The culture again is not a slogan, but just kind of how you work every day and how you carry yourselves in practice to eventually where you see it happen in games.
Oh yeah, and you hear a lot about culture and relationships and family, and I think that is really different
Sure.
for everybody. But if you have that foundation every day, like I said, working hard, being coachable, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, it sets you up for just a better season and a
Yeah.
better program and everything else.
Absolutely.
So in all your stops, okay, and this could be on the field, on the
Yeah.
football field, lacrosse field, on the bus, anything. You always have coaching stories that you think about over
Sure.
the years that make you smile or laugh. So
Yeah.
what's one of your favorite coaching stories over the years?
So my second year at Woodstock, I had morning duty, and every day there was this boy Andy Meredith who would come in from the bus, and we got to know each other. He's has Down syndrome, and I just got to know him over time just from that. And I talked to him, and sometimes he'd look like he was down, so we just kind of talk. And I was just like, man, I would love to be around Andy a lot more. And so um, I had a meeting with his teachers and met with his mom, and I was like, I want Andy to play lacrosse with us. And it was more than just like, a mascot or a team manager. I wanted him to practice with us. And he did that in our 2019 season. And like, that's kind of one of those things about my teams is like, my whole thing is like, everyone deserves to be a part of a team. And that was like the most fun we had. It was first time we won a playoff game. I think maybe at Woodstock, that might not be right, but we went to the Sweet 16 that year, and it was just a lot of fun having Andy with us. And he grew a lot, and we grew a lot. And the next year was COVID, but I wanted him to come back and be a coach. And so Coach Andy was with us for a couple more years. And my assistant coach, Mason Wren, was there for 3 years after me. And he stayed on as a coach. And he went over to Harrison last year. And I was like, hey, I talked to his parents. I was like, I'd love for Andy to come over to River Ridge with us. And they were like, well, coach, he's going to go with Coach Wren over to Harrison. So, but for me, at first I was a little hurt, but then after a while I was like, you know what? Coach Wren bought into what we were trying to do, and it's awesome. I love to see him over there. I love to see him every time we either play or we just celebrated his birthday in the beginning of end of January, beginning of February, and had a bunch of players come and went out to Taco Mac, and that's like my favorite thing is just kind of keeping Andy involved in everything. And he is a coach, and he wants to make sure the teenagers listen to him, and he's an adult, and that's probably my favorite memory of everything.
I absolutely love that. I was a former self-contained teacher, and some of those kids, like you said, everybody needs to be a part of the team.
Yeah.
There are things you do as a team that help you grow as a person that you can't do just over on the sidelines.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So now when y'all coaching against each other now, do you still try to recruit them and get them back?
I talked to him a little bit, but it was funny. The first year I came over here, I coached flag football, and he was with Coach Wren, who coached flag football as well. And he brought me a Diet Dr. Pepper or something, and right in front of me, he shook it and then handed it to me. So it's kind of
he had shaken it?
No, he did it right in front of me.
Oh, he did. Okay.
So it was kind of funny to kind of be like, oh, you're gonna leave us, I'll get you. So it's been a lot of fun, and I cherish the friendship, and it's been one of the best things that my family has kind of blossomed from that. My daughter did. I'm not going to remember the name of the PE class, but adaptive PE, yeah. And she created friendships to where I had two of the people that she talked to come join us last year. It wasn't in the capacity that Andy did, but Josh and Brandon came out and practiced with us and were with us. So to me, it's kind of like teaching my family lesson too, which is important.
No, I absolutely love that. So kind of going back to your assistant coach and stuff, you said you've worked with others that have gone on to be head coaches in other places. So if somebody did come to you now and said, "Hey, coach, I think I want to be a head coach one day," what piece of advice would you give?
Focus on the process and not the wins, because there's going to be times when those wins don't come and you think you have the best team in the world, and just focus on the process of everybody talks about the grind, but it is a grind, and there are times that are great, you have a lot of success, and there's times when there's a ton of failure when you think you should be great. So for me, it's about the process of every day doing the little things and trying to get your kids to buy into that, because they're really result oriented as well. So for me, it was I had to learn it, and I had to learn it the hard way sometimes. Probably learned it the most when I coached in college. But it is truly about the process. That's one of those, phrases that everybody uses, but you really have to focus on the little things, the fundamentals. And that's something we're missing today in athletics in general. And I think it's really important that you focus on the process and not really the wins, because if you don't do that and you only want to win, it's going to be really tough.
No, and I totally agree. And like you said, everybody says it, but I always think of this. I've never said this, but I always think of this generation as kind of like the highlight generation.
Yes.
They watch Sports Center. They see the fun stuff.
Yeah.
They don't watch the whole game.
Right.
And whether that's lacrosse, baseball, soccer,
absolutely.
My kid's 11. We can't watch more than 5 minutes
Yep.
of a soccer game. Loves to play it. And I'm like, dude, you got to watch this.
Yep.
Like, all they see is the goals.
Yes.
And then flying around,
Yeah,
that kind of stuff
absolutely,
afterwards. Like
absolutely.
they didn't just walk on the field and
Right,
score. Like they had
right,
to work for that.
right. We need
But
more of those videos for kids to see about how
yeah,
much, how often, and how hard they worked.
yeah,
So that's really, you're right that we're missing that part.
yeah.
We only see the results.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because well, and again too, we don't have a sports center for high schools. So
No.
there's Instagram, and those
Yes,
videos are on
absolutely,
before they get in the car.
absolutely.
All right, so now this is kind of the fun stuff.
Yep.
Just you don't have to give any context, just answers. You can tell
Okay.
me a little bit if you want. Hey, somebody comes to town, they say, Coach, I'm not going to ride the bus. I'm going to go out to eat afterwards. Where's the best place? No chain restaurants. Where's the best place to go around here?
Oh goodness gracious. Um, that's a great question. I'm kind of like chain oriented, unfortunately.
You can give me chain. That's fine. I just say if I always say this is more for me than anything.
Yeah.
If I go out of town,
Yeah, you're right. You're
let's
right.
go here. I'm like, we can go there at home.
You're right. Actually, off of 92, there's an Italian restaurant called Dina's.
What is it?
Dina's.
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 Okay.
Yeah,
Dinas.
Dinas.
That's the stuff I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
All right. Did when either now or when you were playing, did you have a pregame hype song?
No, it was like Walkman and all that stuff. Probably something from Metallica, if anything.
There you go. Who is the best coach you've ever coached against? Like when you got to the game, they're on the other side of the field, and it's going to be a battle.
Two guys. They're still coaching today. One at Lovett, Jim Busick, and then at Westminster, Tony Souza.
Okay.
Great coaches, multiple state championships, and just you really got to like make sure you scout and make sure you have everything in a row, or it's going to be a bad day.
Both of them are behind the coach's pole. I got to get those.
They are.
Sure
they are. Yeah.
Make sure you get them. What is your pregame ritual aside from like setting up the field, that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
What's something you do to get ready for the game?
I kind of just walk around on my own. I do have great assistants that pregame stuff. They figured it all out. They take care of it. Besides setting up the field, I love that to do that myself. But it's really just kind of being on my own. Try to make jokes with the opposing head coach and make it light just to get the nerves out of the way.
Yeah, love it. Who is the best player you've ever coached against?
Oh, golly. Man, there's a lot of kids. Jeez. Coach Busick's going to get mad at me because Neil Hicks from Lovett. He played at Notre Dame.
Oh, wow.
That was my first year at Lassiter, and we won the state championship that year against Lovett, and he was such a great player, such a great attackman. Played really hard. We talk about scouting. We changed all the things that we did on defense to keep him and Chris Palmer, who ended up going to Bucknell, from touching the ball.
Yeah.
And those guys, we had to change everything. And fortunately, it worked for us, and we had a great day that day. But he went on to play at Notre Dame, and they ended up losing to Duke in, I think it was 2010 national championship in overtime. So yeah, he was a great player.
Well, you don't always have a lot of that come out of Georgia.
Right.
There's more and more now, so that's really, really cool. So who is somebody, could be here, who I'm getting today, but it could be here at River Ridge, could be anywhere in the state of Georgia. Who's a coach you think I should go see next? It's great to talk to, had good information for other coaches.
Yeah, I'm going to be biased. Coach Mason Wren over at Harrison.
He got brought up at Woodstock.
Yeah, I coached him in high school when I was at Riverwood. He ended up being at Woodstock when I got there. And that was really the first time I had a true lacrosse coach as an assistant. And I'm telling you about process, and he would get up and have JV practices in the morning so we could just have varsity in the afternoon and talk about the grind. And I mean, he's completely opposite from me on the sidelines, very calm, very cerebral in his process. And just a great person, that, yeah, he in a short time that he's been a coach, he's figured it out. And he understands it.
Coach Random, coming for you.
Yeah.
I love that. So, last question is really, the reason I do the coaches poll is do these is try to make sure people know there's a website. So
Yeah.
I try to make it a one-stop shop for coaches. The only way I put anybody on there is if the coach refers them to me. That's all I need to
Yeah.
know. Again, doesn't mean they're perfect. It just means they're going to work their tail off.
Yeah.
For you. So who's somebody you work with that you would refer to your coaching buddies?
Oh, in lacrosse?
Could be anything. Could be uniforms. Could be.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Oh, I got you. A vendor. Yeah, yeah. Or, you know, we had I have a my daughter played club lacrosse. She plays in college now, and one of the dads, Glenn Sherholtz, has a printing shop called Graphic Solutions. It's right off of Highway 92, and started using him, and he's really easy to work with. He he listens to you. He sends you stuff if you're interested, but is very, very easy to work with. He's kind of taken on his business on his own right now, so I know he struggled in that sense of trying to get everything done, but it's good quality and it's very quick, and you make sure that that you're happy and you get everything you need. So he's done a great job.
Everybody wants.
Yeah.
Just be honest. Tell me when it's going to be
Absolutely.
there and meet that deadline and
Absolutely.
give me what I asked
Yes.
for and not something different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's awesome. So, Coach, I do appreciate you taking the
Yeah.
time and best of luck.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.